We're back now at 7:42 with a woman who is a true survivor. Kathleen Shino is a 62-year-old mother of 4 and grandmother of 8 who got trapped up to her chin in a Florida swamp for 4 days last month. She survived the grueling ordeal and is here for an exclusive interview. But first, NBC's Lilia Luciano has her terrifying story.
62-year-old Kathy Shino, mother of 4, grandmother of 8, enjoyed a life outdoors.
You gonna go golfing?
But she never imagined that one of her daily walks would lead her to such a terrifying place.
I was waiting till the sun started to go down that night to go out for a walk because it was so hot that whole week. I remember going for a walk. I remember getting to where the bank was and walking behind it.
And that's where Kathy's memory stopped and her nightmare began. For still undetermined medical reasons, she blacked out, waking up trapped and alone, neck deep in murky swamp waters, ants crawling on her face, fish nibbling on her flesh, limbs tangled in roots, branches, and mud.
Pretty much from here up was all that was out of water.
Kathy spent 4 days trapped in these mangrove roots, barely able to move with water up to her chin. As you can see, rescuers had to cut her out to save her. She had no food, nothing to drink, and barely any energy left to cry for help.
Meanwhile, Kathy's family embarked on a frantic search.
Panic, just pure panic. Didn't know what to think, what could have happened.
I couldn't go to sleep. I had to stay awake, especially at night.
What was going through your mind?
That I never realized how long 24 hours really is.
For over 90 hours, Kathy tried to stay alive until...
And we suddenly heard, help, just the word, because before that it was just, just moaning.
Coming from the area beyond their backyard, Alexandra Echazabal and her mother Alexia Cuartas finally heard Kathy's cries, and they called for help.
Someone is stuck in the muddy waters of the lake, and I know for a fact there is an alligator there.
Rescuers could not believe what they had found.
And when you see a human face in the water coming out, it kind of blows your mind.
And were forced to use chainsaws to free Kathy's limp body from the clinging roots.
She wouldn't have made it through the night, I don't think, at all.
While doctors and even Kathy herself still can't explain how it happened, Kathy is home from the hospital and recovering with her family.
The one thing I did think of every once in a while to give myself a little bit of a laugh sometimes during the day is that people pay a lot of money to go sit in mud spas and then thinking they're wasting their money. It's not what it's cracked up to be.
Now she can laugh, now that she's safe. For today, Lilia Luciano, NBC News, Holiday, Florida.
Kathleen Shino and her daughter Christy Fusco are here for an exclusive interview. Good morning to both of you. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning.
Kathleen, first of all, tell me you didn't see an alligator.
No, I didn't know about that till 3 days after the hospital.
So we hear this incredible story. You don't really know how you ended up in the swamp. Once you're there, how did you assess your predicament? Did you think you could easily get out?
I tried to at first, but then I realized, really quickly I couldn't. I was getting all caught up by the branches and the thorns, so...
But you knew where you were at that point.
I knew I was in water. I didn't know exactly where I was.
And remarkably, you had the wherewithal to try to begin to mark the days, mark the duration of your predicament. How did you do that?
Every morning when the sun would come up, I would take 2 leaves out of the water, and I could reach 2 branches. One was for daytime, one was for nighttime. So in case I forgot or whatever, I would know how long I was there. But
what are you thinking as you're tracking the days? Now you're at 2 days, now you're at 3 days. What's going through your mind?
That nobody was going to find me, that was going to be it. There were times I go, maybe I'm already dead and I don't know it yet. And I mean, all kinds of crazy things.
And then Christy, of course, you were desperately searching for your mom. Let me go back. Now it's Friday, you called to check on her, didn't reach her. Saturday you try again. When did panic start to set in?
Well, Friday I talked to her in the afternoon, and it was Saturday that I couldn't reach her at all.
Okay.
So by Saturday afternoon I started panicking because she always calls me back, or she answers her phone. So I had my Aunt Beth check on her because they live close by, and we were told that her car was in the garage, but she wasn't there. So by Sunday morning we were driving over and filing a police report.
And the search takes place, and you got very, very close to where your mom was.
Yeah, I think the neighbors had helped arrange a search party, and they were actually in the area, never saw her, and the detectives were also in the area, and they were calling for her, and she had heard them, but...
And Kathy, you had heard them drive by and heard them call?
That Tuesday morning, yes, I heard them, and I knew they were very close, but I couldn't respond verbally. By the time I could, they were already gone.
And the neighbors who found you, they heard what they described as a moaning at first, and then you were able to get some words out.
Yes.
How are you? You spent some good time in the hospital. Physically, how are you doing?
I'm getting stronger, and just trying to cope with everything and take it all in. Some of it I still try to not think about right yet.
Have you gone back to the site, and if not, was it difficult to watch what we just showed?
Yes, this is the first I've seen this area.
And you've had no other medical issues that would suggest why you blacked out?
I have some medical problems, and they're just not sure if it was any of that or something that just happened.
I know sometimes you carry a cell phone. You didn't have one this time. You both have now learned about a technology that would help someone in this case, a GPS technology. Quickly tell me what it is.
Well, they assign a bracelet to you, and it has a tracking device in it, and it is waterproof. That's the first thing they told us. And if she was wearing it that day, they could have found her within 15 minutes.
This is the Project Lifesaver device.
Program.
Yes.
Well, listen, we hope you'll wear it in the future, and we wish you good health and a speedy recovery. Nice to have you on.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Very much.